Hey everybody, we're gonna ink a comic. We're inking page 13 today. Lucky 13. It doesn't look too fun because I kind of sketched it in. I just had to do a whole bunch of additional pencil stuff. It's still kind of wishy-washy on a lot of the details. So here's what we did yesterday. We did this guy. He's gonna steal this orb from this alien king. Okay. Then the day before, how about this? He's storming out of the king's castle because he's not getting his way. And he sees the orb up there in the tower. Grabs a rock. This robot approaches him, and he bashes his head in because he's gonna go steal it. Okay. We have a new sponsor on the show, and yesterday we ran our first ad for our new sponsor, and we'll be hearing from them today too. All right. Other than that, I'm just gonna get into it. Start talking then. We want to see art, right? We're here to see how to make a book. So here he goes, climbing up the tower, and then... Does that even make sense? Did I miss a page? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he starts climbing the tower after he bashes the robot's head in. And then this guard, he looks out the window. He goes, sir, your guest is climbing the tower. And he goes, really? Sound the alarm! Or something like that. So here we got, wee! Okay. So here's my Winsor Newton Series 7 Kolinsky Sable brush. Trying to get a point back on there. It was looking a little fuzzy. Looking good now. So need a finer point than that. Here. So yesterday was the big football day. Now I don't know what no football is, but I always get in on the past few years. I always get in on the fantasy football. Get out of here, McAfee. I always get in on the fantasy football stuff, just for camaraderie, just to talk trash to my loved ones. Makes me happy. So my name is Ryan O'Connor. I am a ow! Hit my face on the camera. My name is Ryan O'Connor. I am a cartoonist. I'm making my first graphic novel called Bonehead. Now this guy's head looks pretty bony, but he's not the titular Bonehead. This is my character Bonehead. He's a buck-toothed, kind of goof off, goofy skeleton guy that works at a poison factory. And this graphic novel is 235 pages about, but that includes the covers and the like wraparound material to the book. So I'd say it's probably 200 and I don't know, maybe 222 or something like that. I don't know. So what is Bonehead? Bonehead is about this kind of goof off, slackery skeleton character. He works at a poison factory, but he doesn't like it. But then one day he decides he's gonna start taking his job more seriously. He's gonna get his life together. And his friends are all surprised, right? They're like, who is this Bonehead? And what did he do with Bonehead? Um, so, and then, so he's gotten a promotion. He's gonna ask his girlfriend to marry him. And then he finds out that his bosses are gonna close down the factory and wreck his plans. So he finds out that they've been working on a big top secret project. So he steals it so they can't shut the factory down. But it gets him wrapped up in all kinds of interplanetary madness. There's monsters, there's teleportation, there's space, people, there's I don't know, there's fun characters. His girlfriend is a ghost, his drinking buddy is a devil. This is the founder of the poison factory right here. The book opens with like this kind of backstory on this guy. His name is Denton Crux. And down here is his lab assistant, Horace. So right now they're visiting a planet to get this object. They can't have it because the king's people, this planet needs it more than Denton Crux. And he's not willing to take no for an answer. And we kind of learn more about him as this story goes. It kind of revisits his backstory a few times in the book. And if you like the art I'm making here, you can, or if you like my thumbnails to my videos, the thumbnails to my videos, you'll probably like my Twitter and my Instagram. I just post daily drawings to them. Though I've been terrible this week, but I did post something yesterday. I'm trying to get back on there. It's a lot of family stuff going on this weekend, a lot of just up in the air whether or not I have free time this week. I think it's going to get better for the future, but this following week might also be hard. I've been pretty consistent with it for the past 3 years, but just to be clear, it's been like 3 years. I've been pretty consistent about it, but this week and last week have been a little rocky as far as free time to work on that kind of stuff. And I'm making a book. I'm trying to keep up with that. It's rough. I was at my parents' house this week, and my nephew came over and saw me drawing in my sketchbook. And he came over and he was just complimenting me. He's like, "Oh, you're so good, Uncle Rhino. You're so good." Thanks, buddy. And he's like, after a while of watching me, he wanted to draw, so I gave him. I drew a line on the page, and I was like, "Okay, draw under this line. Okay, this is my part. This is your part." And he was doing really good at it. But I know how kids are with sketchbooks. I should have seen it coming. He was drawing on his end, and then he got out the colors. I thought he was just going to color his side. And of course, when I was looking away, he started coloring on my side. Then a while later, he started scribbling with pencil all over my side too. So, kind of set me back on the thing I was working on. But I finished that. That's the one I posted yesterday. Redid it. His eyes are fine on the screen. It looked like the one wasn't inked. But it is. It is. If I touch it up, I'd probably use like my Copic multi-liner. SP. I don't know what that is. Let's see. I will do this glove. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always try to draw when I go to my parents' house. I bring like a bag and I bring all my supplies. It's like either there's too much going on and I don't get time. Because, I mean, whenever I go to my parents' house, there's just a ton of people. I'm one of 7 kids, so if I'm going over there, there's a good chance it's to see a bunch of people. I mean, I go there all the time, but and then if it's like an actual get together, like my grandmother was coming the other day, so that's the main reason I was going over. And it's usually like a big get together, and so there's either too much going on, or I'll pull out my sketchbook and I have like 3 kids climbing on me saying they want to draw. I'm being real hesitant. I think I just picked up my tea 3 times in a row. and took a sip instead of putting down a line. Mm-hmm. 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 That's our guy. Pardon me. I think I'm gonna. Oh, I know I started talking about fantasy football, but yeah, yesterday was the big fantasy football day. It was like the first Sunday of the draft, and yesterday I was kind of talking about it because I was like, I'm beating my roommate, I'm beating my dad, and the other one I'm in two of them right now, and outlook is good. Well, my roommate came back around and wiped the floor with me. Let's see. So, matchup. Now I still have a 1% chance of turning it around today. No, that's not going to happen. But I ended up with 82.86 points. And my roommate got 128.98. So he blew me out of the water. It was like neck and neck. Like he was projected to win. And then I think I was winning. Then he was winning. Then I was winning again by a lot. And then he came back around and trounced me. And then in the other one with my dad, my brothers, and my cousin. Let's see. I was going against my dad this week, and oh man, I wiped him. 97.40 for him, and 150.58 for me. And we're all done. That's the final score on that one. All our players are done. Stink. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. So, like, okay, so here's my thing. I'm always trying to get my artist friends to draw, right? Like, well, because so many of them were artists, and a lot of them just don't draw anymore. So I was thinking, like, why is it so important to me that they draw? Why is it so important to me that they draw? And it's like, when I think about me, my thing was always like, especially in high school and college, when it's like I couldn't follow through on making anything, I was just like, why do I even want to be an artist if I don't ever feel like following through on anything? It's like, when am I going to give this up? When am I going to give this up? And there was kind of always this thing in the back of my mind, like, when am I going to give this up? Quit pretending, get a real job. Like, what am I going to do for real money? And I couldn't give in to those thoughts because I don't know, it just seemed like wrong, like almost morally wrong to me. And I think what it is like as early as I can remember in my life, I thought of myself as an artist. Like, my earliest thoughts are like sitting at my earliest memories, that is, are sitting at my parents' like dining room table and drawing. It's like I wasn't drawing. Like, I think I remember drawing Alvin and the Chipmunks off of a puzzle I'd put together. I used to like to do puzzles when I was real little too. And I think I remember drawing them off that. But generally, I didn't like drawing stuff that I liked. Like, I liked a lot of Ninja Turtles, and I liked all kinds of stuff like that. But I didn't like drawing them so much as making up my own Ninja Turtle guys, or making up my own Goosebump books covers, and like even making up my own Tamagotchi characters. You know what I mean? Pokemon. I was more interested in making stuff up my whole life. But it was like, that game Rampage. I remember making up like my own characters for that. But I did that a lot. I would see things that I liked, and I would try and make my own characters for that thing. But it was like my whole life was, I'm the art guy. I'm an art guy. I like making art. I'm an artist. It was like, if I ever leave that behind, it's kind of this huge betrayal to my identity. You know what I mean? And that would not sit well with me. And so it kind of like bugs me when I know other artists like really at least seemed to have that passion in their hearts for art and wanted to make something, but just couldn't get over the hump of being like, not to offend, because I was in the same thing most of my life, but lazy, like can't get over the hump of being lazy to embrace it. I'll clean that up. It's a little ugly. I don't know. my solution ended up being, like, a few years ago, I wanted to make an animated pilot for Bonehead. And I ended up making a 16-minute cartoon from scratch, and I did it all myself. And that was on the side of a full-time job and a part-time job that had nothing to do with like, I couldn't be here working on it when I was at those. And, you know, they weren't, they were like totally separate endeavors, what I'm trying to say. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to work on them while I worked there, and I wasn't gonna, I don't know, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Okay. But like around that same time, I started doing the daily drawing stuff, where I wanted to post a new drawing every day. But it had to look finished, was my rule. So I wanted to ink it and color it, and I wanted it to look, presentable enough that I wasn't like, I wasn't like cringing when I saw it. So that was kind of the rule behind that. And I started that at the same time. And so I was drawing something and working on an animation, and had a full-time and a part-time job. And I didn't, I didn't have any high hopes of finishing it. Well, I think I was trying to finish my cartoon in a year. I think it ended with the sound and everything. The sound really dragged out for me, and it's still dragging the project. I mean, it's done, but I can't post it until I fix something. But I made the cartoon within like a year and a half, if you include the sound, I guess. And it came from just like the discipline of, okay, I tell you, this had everything to do with it. Just posting something finished every day. And that was separate from the cartoon entirely. It was just my sketchbook drawing. I would do a sketchbook drawing every day and post it. And then I would work on my animation for however many hours I could in that day. It was just like trying to hit, like, just getting into the habit of hitting a goal every day. And like trying to trick myself into being excited about it. That gave me the work ethic I was looking for my whole life. So I think that's something a lot of artists struggle with. I think a lot of artists end up being pretty flaky and unreliable, and I don't want that to sound judgmental at all. I can't say enough. I'm the same guy left to my own devices. But I also really try to buck that inclination, because it's bad impulse. you should be trying to get rid of the things you don't want to be in your life. So here's the dead robot on the ground. I thought I was going to have to redraw him and make him bigger, the robot. But I was looking at the page, and he's shorter than them on the other page, so it seems like it's a good size for him. I think I remember trying to make him the right size. I was worrying about making him the right size when I drew this page originally. And I'm pretty sure I was using a this crappy like toy projector to like scale it from another drawing. I stopped using that like pretty early on in the book. I had all these thumbnails that I had drawn on note cards, and then I blew them up in Photoshop and printed them out. And then I was to fine tune the size of certain elements. I'd use this toy projector I bought, where you put a piece of paper under it, projects it on the wall, and it can make it within like 2 inches bigger or something like that. And it was kind of useless. Kind of a super cheap solution that didn't work most of the time. You'd have to get within like 2 inches of the wall half the time. It was like it'd always get up to right before the size you needed, and then it was like it wouldn't get any bigger without fading out or something like that. I was like, all right, this is way more exhausting than if I just drew it from scratch again. Robot Claw. My nickname in high school was Robot Claw. That's not true. I'm a liar. I'm famous for lying to you. In a way that's a little true. I gotta stop promising when I'm gonna be on and how many drawings I'm gonna post a day. So I will only say things like that if I know it's going to be true from now on. I will try to do that. I mean, I am always working. I am always on here. I've missed 2 days since I started this inking show. I've inked all this book on here, and that's 12 pages, and then also I think it was like 7 pages before the story starts, and the front and back cover. So what is that? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 21 pages on here. So at least 21 days I've been inking this book on YouTube. I missed 2 because my day was so packed with stuff I couldn't be on. So it's not like I'm not working on my projects. Don't even front. Bust my butt. And this is not my paying gig either. This is just for fun. It's what we do for fun. That's the other thing. It's like when you're like, why do I pretend I want to do this? And you're like, you do this for fun. So whenever it's like, I feel like art is too daunting to even think about, I'm like, don't like get over it. Like, this is what you do for fun. This isn't working in a coal mine. This isn't I don't gotta go chop wood all day. This is fun. It's hard because you gotta think. It's all problem solving. And it's like, dude, get some perspective on things. It's like, allegedly you like to do this, and it's like it's either this or like sitting in office all day. Sitting in office, crunch numbers, drive Uber. Well, that's if I'm trying to make money at it. Like I'm not even too fussy about trying to make money at this. Because you know what? I would be doodling this stuff more or less anyway. It's like I might as well focus my doodle energy into something a little more substantial. Wait. Okay. Well, I feel like I just noticed a continuity error, but it isn't necessarily a continuity error. Okay. Let me just say that. I just got to remember it if this little area gets drawn some more. Let me draw these police. Come out with your hands up. He's like, I'm not in anywhere, fool. I'm just kidding. I haven't really eaten today so far. So look at this. Boom, grandma's cookies. Oh, chocolate chip. We're gonna do one of those right now. Oh, so good. I asked my grandma the other day, and she was giving me a bag of cookies, which she does every time I see her. So I said, Grandma, how often do you bake cookies? And she goes, when I run out. So I guess she's never without fresh cookies in her fridge. Here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna hit the button to heat up a new cup of tea. So this one is expended. Expended? Exhausted? Expended. Okay. Draw on a page. This is a big old splashy type page, right? That's what they call it when it's just one big image. It's like bug eyes. I'm trying to cram a lot of stuff in today before I know it's gonna be. This week's gonna be interesting. I'm keeping a night schedule this week where I'm up all night. Oh, dang it. It's supposed to be a... Try and get a little bold with it. Ow! I'm always bumping my head on the dang camera. Stupid camera. No. Stupid Ryan. Silly boy. Even before I come to think of it, even before I started inking this book, which I said I've done something like 21 pages so far on YouTube. Even before that, I was inking, like I was doing practice inks of Bonehead note cards on here. So I stay busy with my art. I'll bet you I draw more than anyone you know. Could be. That's because if I'm not an artist, this kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier. If I'm not an artist, so what am I? There's a little art book I have by Rob Schraub. Who did Scud the Disposable Assassin, and he worked on the Sarah Silverman program, and he did a really beautiful Death Cab for Cutie video for the song Crooked Teeth that is it's all like cardboard animated and stuff, made with toys and stuff. He did an art book called But I Can't Do Anything Else. And that's kind of my mentality too. It's like, if I call it quits on art, I'm not good for much else. And so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I should be doing anything else. First of all, anything else isn't what I want to do. It's not going to make me happy, like art. Art makes me happy even when I'm not happy doing it. How's that? Try getting that deal from carpentry. No, I mean some people that is their deal. But you know what I mean? I'm not gonna wake up one day and be like, you know what? Maybe I'm a carpenter. And if I do, I'd be lying to myself. And that's something I don't like to do. Or at least it's not something I like to catch myself doing. And if you're a carpenter and an artist, and you know, and you have a family or something, and you have to kind of sacrifice your your art to make the money at carpentry or something. That's fair. But I would seriously look at your free time and see what you can do to keep that in your life. You know, I don't want to be one of those adults that kind of like grew up to lose their identity, to filling all their free time with watching cartoons and movies and eating fast food all day. And it's like, yeah, but what did you do today for yourself? Like, I watched 9 years of The Simpsons. Okay, well, sounds fun. I like The Simpsons. The Simpsons are brilliant. They were brilliant. I'm just saying, like, it's not what I want to go down in history as how I spent my life, you know. So there's this cop car here, and I on this planet, their vehicles, they look like cars, but they're just a little more sci-fi-y. Like, they don't have wheels; they have these like little horns, these little curved horns. I when they enter the city, a handful of pages back, you see one, and so I had to make this look like a cop car, but it also had to be in the format of these space cars. Because the idea was like I want it to I want it to be clear what's going on here. That these are space police, but I didn't want it to be too like I can't draw a police car. So here's the windshield. Which has like an M shape. Because space. I'm gonna go get that cup of tea. You know what? I'm also gonna use the bathroom, so that's a good time to play our new sponsors ad. Okay. So I'll be back momentarily. Check this out. Check out this product. Hi, I'm Adam Carolla. Look, I hear you. You don't think you need a Vermont teddy bear. I just bought one last year, you say. We already own a superior bear, you claim. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's all a bunch of bull. We both know you'll never figure out where that bear you bought last year just to strike out on Valentine's Day got to. As for your superior bear, nothing but a pile of dish towels. Not even fit to wipe down a feverish Jimmy Kimmel, on one of his bad days. No, friend, you must not be familiar with the Vermont teddy bear quality. Why, our bears are crafted from only the finest linens we could find in the back of that abandoned warehouse we moved into. So shut up and buy a Vermont teddy bear today. For me, I'm Adam Carolla. Well, what did you think of that beautiful, brilliant product? I'll buy 8. I think it's time for me to grab another one of Grandma's cookies. Oh, thank you, Grandma. I love you. Deep. Look at this gnarly coaster. It's from Fezorama. It came with a Fez. I got it from them. Oof. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Fake cop car. There's their little siren. It's on the front of the car instead of the top. Because it's not a cop car. It's a space cop car. Your food? Ow! Always hitting my head. My glasses, actually. I should just not wear glasses. No, if you know me, I cannot see a thing without my glasses. I am doomed without corrective visiony tools like glasses or contacts. God bless the optometrists. Okay, he's gonna be calling something out to him. Oh, I forgot about the interior. Here's some kind of controls. It's like a ship steer instead of or spaceship steering instead of a steering wheel. Should I fill that in black? I think I'm gonna. Can't change my mind now. Now I really can't change my mind. Let's see. Here we are. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna draw this guy. My face in. It's this guy's first day on the job. No, I don't know. But his wife did just give birth to a son yesterday. So now he's got a lot to lose. Should something go awry on this mission? No, I'm just kidding. It's 2:30. I think, regardless of where I end up, I think I'm gonna give myself another hour here. So at 3:30, I'll call it quits. I didn't finish this robot. I just realized. I'm trying to hit all the characters first, really. I mean, the cop car is. I'm gonna call that a character too. I don't care. Why did I go southern? I don't know. My mom does that a lot, where like she's just decided she's gonna say something goofy, so she slips into a Scottish accent for some reason. Anytime she wants to put a goofy inflection on what she's saying, she goes to Scottish. I don't know why. Maybe it's an Irish thing. Like my American version is I slip into a southern accent when I want a goofy inflection on whatever it is I'm saying. Okay. I'm just gonna keep eating cookies. This is the cookie stream. Perfect. Oh, good. Made with a grandma's love. Can't be beat. Can't be bought. Maybe grandma's cookies don't come from a store. Maybe grandma's cookies, perhaps, mean a little bit more. So this tower, it has all these cords running up it because this orb at the top, it's powerful enough to provide energy to the whole kingdom. So everything this is basically like a big old what do you call it, power strip, where they've got kind of everything plugged into this tower for the whole land. And it's all powered by that orb. Let me finish this robot. Pardon me. Trash can head. Mailbox head. That's a terrible Harry goes. From C-Lab 2021. Just got a text. I just want to make sure it's nothing important. Yeah, nothing important. It looked like it had the potential to be important, but it was not. It was a ruse. It was a charade. It was. I'll bet you I'm gonna get a million texts responding to it. So we got this eye that's fallen away from his head. Oh. You know what? I might just get for these super tiny details. More of his teeth are like falling out here. His robot teeth. Okay. Just that. Okay. I probably could have done it with this point that I just made. Yeah, I could have. But I didn't know that it was going to go that smooth for me. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. If you know what I mean. Sorry. Sometimes I just throw that in after singing a line to a song. There, it kind of suggests. I mean, it tends to, but more than I intended to. Look at this little note to myself down here. Smashed robot, Horace, cops, cop car. I was making note of stuff I had to add to the page that I hadn't drawn yet. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. And precious and few are the moments we two can share. I think is how that goes. Sonny Geraci. Oh. That's me thinking I need to make noise, so I go because I haven't thought of anything yet. Precious and now I've got that stuck in my head. Thanks, Ryan. And draws a little unicycle wheel here. Never fell on the glass. Just how long will it last? How long will it fly till there comes the day? Little fly. That was a song I searched for years, and I finally found him. It's finally available. It's finally a song to be found somewhere. It's called Little Fly by Brian Irwin. I was just listening to his music yesterday. I like that guy. Darn. Okay. Yeah. I could mute that conversation. I'm trying to keep going here. Because I'm only going to stay on for another half hour or so. But we did get a majority of this page done. I thought this was going to be a lot more like pulling teeth than it has been so far. Dude, I like the perspective I pulled off on this page. You know, it's probably not the best, but I feel like I did a pretty decent job. I mean, give me a hand. I mean, I know I'm not the best artist, okay? But for a guy who just is afraid of doing the math in art, I think I pulled something off there. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna cook some real food. I'll finish a drawing for my sketchbook. And then I think I'm gonna go to bed. Because I have a weird schedule to keep this week. Dead robot. Okay. We need more sponsors on this show, if you know what I mean. I mean, I have more ads from that sponsor, but I don't want to play more than one a day, otherwise I'll have to write a million of them. But like I have ideas for those ads, and I don't want to exhaust all my ideas for those ads. You know what I mean? But maybe if I had other ads. Okay, we're gonna play our new ad once more. in just a moment here. Okay, now for a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Adam Carolla. Look, I hear you. You don't think you need a Vermont teddy bear. I just bought one last year, you say. We already own a superior bear, you claim. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's all a bunch of bull. We both know you'll never figure out where that bear you bought last year just to strike out on Valentine's Day got to. As for your superior bear, nothing but a pile of dish towels. Not even fit to wipe down a feverish Jimmy Kimmel, on one of his bad days. No, friend, you must not be familiar with the Vermont teddy bear quality. Why, our bears are crafted from only the finest linens we could find in the back of that abandoned warehouse we moved into. So shut up and buy a Vermont teddy bear today. For me, I'm Adam Carolla.
How's that for product? Gotta have it. I didn't realize how much I needed one of those until we started running ads for them. How about that? So go out and support whatever that thing is that this show is advertising. Oh. So here, let me see. Let me get a look at this page so far. I was really nervous about this not turning out well. I think it's turning out okay. Better than I thought. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite podcasts updated this weekend. He usually updates Friday or Saturday. He did. This one came out Friday, and I didn't even think to look for it all weekend. But it's this podcast I like called Slash Vision, that this guy Slash Morris does, where he talks about like old nostalgic stuff from the 90s usually. I mean, at the top of the month, he always does something Ninja Turtle related. And today, in the episode I listened to today, he was talking about a movie called The Wraith, which I don't know anything about. Kind of even after I listened to it too. Actually, I might have to give that one another listen. He sounded pretty passionate about that one, and he does a bunch of like episodes about like just really bad stuff that he likes. But this one sounded like it was something that he like actively, like it's one of his favorites. Like he knows a lot of the stuff that he likes is kind of trashy, and like especially with some of the Ninja Turtle stuff, he's like, it's like he likes it because it's Ninja Turtles, but at the same time, it's like, dude, this is just so trashy. No, he's a. And they're usually pretty quick episodes. This was a longer one. That was I like them. If he fleshed them out so they were all longer, I would love it. It's fine with me. I like to put something on and just like get lost in what I'm working on while I listen to a podcast or something. This one was like 26 minutes long. Sometimes they'll be like less than 10 minutes, I think. Let's see. Go for another 15 minutes. 17 minutes. So, what am I going to draw today? Oh, you know what? I already drew something for today. I'm just going to finish coloring it in. Actually, I can show you. It's almost done. Come to think of it. This is what I'm going to post today. I probably will draw something else, though, for the next thing I post. This little bird. I actually drew him like a week ago. I was trying to catch up and do more drawings. Not a week ago, but before this weekend, at the top of this weekend. Okay. So my roommate, one of them. So my two roommates, they're a couple, right? Lindsay, she just got back from visiting a friend in Oklahoma for a few days. She came back and we had pizza and we were watching football. It was nice. Now there's some cracks on the ground here, and we can finish this. I want to get these mountains in the background before I call it quits. So let's see what my next page is. Okay. That's a pretty straightforward page. I mean, there's not a lot of guesswork in my next page, so yeah. So tomorrow I should be able to finish this one up pretty easily and do that one. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I've got other stuff I'm going to try and get to today after I end this little broadcast. Let's see. We hatch these mountains in. Get the horizon line in. Okay. Beaumont. Sorry. Ryan kind of overflowed there. Oh, did it overflow, Ryan? Are you just spilling with your beyond capacity at the overwhelming cornucopia of thoughts rolling around in your head? Oh, please do share, Ryan. Don't hide from us. We're here to hear your wisdom. I know I could probably just stay on a few more minutes and finish this page up, but I don't want to get it. I don't know. I'm not gonna because I want to make sure I am able to get a nap in today. I know how I feel about naps, but it's my schedule for today. And I've got other stuff to do, so I have to tailor my day to its specific requirements. I'm thinking combative political thoughts right now. So I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about that in a polite way or if I want to try and talk about something else. And I'm going to go with something else. I'm just thinking of a friend of mine who I think was trying to was like bracing herself to have an argument with me the other day, and I just kind of sidestepped it because I'm not trying to argue with her. But now I'm kind of fleshing out that conversation in my head. I guess is what's happening with me right now. Why I've gotten quiet. I didn't realize I was thinking about all that stuff till just now. Let's see. Okay. So we've got a few more minutes. And then I'll go start my next thing. That's the thing. It's like sometimes I get so caught up in the drawing side of my life that I forget about like other chores and things. And it's like I can't be letting other stuff fall behind like that. You gotta be an artist even when you don't want to be, is my big thing. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Even when you don't want to be, you gotta be an artist. But you gotta be an adult even when you don't want to be. You gotta be a brother and a son and a friend even when you don't want to be. Those are the rules. We don't ditch our roles when it gets tough or when it gets boring. Otherwise, what good are we? Not very you're not worth your weight in anything if you call yourself a if you call yourself a son, it's like, what good of a son are you if you can't be a son when it's hard? What good of an artist are you when you can't be an artist when it's hard? What good of a friend are you when you can't be a friend when it's hard? And with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We'll play our little advertisement once more for our new sponsor. Was it Build-A-Bear? Something? Get this cracking. Alright, bye everybody. We're going to play our ad one more time and call it a stream. Okay.
Hi, I'm Adam Carolla. Look, I hear you. You don't think you need a Vermont teddy bear. I just bought one last year, you say. We already own a superior bear, you claim. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's all a bunch of bull. We both know you'll never figure out where that bear you bought last year just to strike out on Valentine's Day got to. As for your superior bear, nothing but a pile of dish towels. Not even fit to wipe down a feverish Jimmy Kimmel, on one of his bad days. No, friend, you must not be familiar with the Vermont teddy bear quality. Why, our bears are crafted from only the finest linens we could find in the back of that abandoned warehouse we moved into. So shut up and buy a Vermont teddy bear today. For me, I'm Adam Carolla.